Hi everybody, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my experience I had in Japan as a hostess girl. Before, I wanted to explain the difference about this kind of job. For example, if we are talking about girls bar, is different from kyabakura or hostess bar. They are completely different. In the girls bar are working like gaijin girl, so foreign girl, like European girl. You just have to talk with the customer, male customer. You don't have to do nothing, just conversation. And it's a like count bar, so you are in the counter, and the customer is in front of you, and they can't touch you, they can't harass you. So yeah, if some customer try to touch you, you have to say to your boss. So basically I found this job because my friends was working there like 3 years ago, and at the time I really needed money, and she was like, I found this job and I don't have to do that much. I just have to talk with the customer and pour their drink or light their cigarettes and stuff like that. And before, I really never heard about this kind of job. Like, I was completely ignorant about this job. And so she was like, if you need money, you can go and have an interview, and then maybe you can get the job. So I went to Ginza to have an interview before I sent an email. And I had this interview, and it was really short, like 10 minutes. And I had to write my name, fake name, my telephone number, my email, and then the boss, she was a girl, she said like, you can start the next Friday. She said you have to work since 8 in the evening, 8 until 11. I mean 11, the last train. In Japan, the last train it's in midnight or 1. So I was okay, but the problem was I was working, and the next day I had to wake up really early, like 7 or 6, because I had to go to school, Japanese school, and it's totally different compared to Italian or European or American cabaret. So you don't have to be naked, you don't have to dance, you don't have to have sex with customers, so it's not prostitution. And in Japan it's pretty common, especially for the young girl who needs money, like foreigner girls. They are working in hostess bar and girls bar, usually in Ginza and Roppongi. There are the most famous kind of girls bar and hostess bar. And basically the difference about girls bar and hostess bar is like, girls bar you have to be like bartender and just have conversation with the customer, light their cigarettes and be nice, but you work like behind, like behind the counter, and the customer is in front of you, and you don't have to sit in the sofa with the customer. Instead, in kyabakura and hostess bar, usually you have to sit with the customer in a sofa, and you have to be like really fake, because you have to pretend you like your customer. So the main thing about this kind of stuff in Japan, the male customer come to this place to have conversation with you, so they cannot touch you. If they touch you, or if they try to talk about sex, or you have to say to your boss, and they can't come anymore. And you don't have to have sex, but if you want, because you like your customer, of course you can have. But if you have sex, customer won't come anymore, because you know they have sex, so I don't need anymore. And basically the customer, if you become their favorite girl is in the bar, they will be more kind with you. They will buy expensive stuff, for example bracelet or ring or accessory or bags. So in Japan, this kind of place are pretty common, especially between, you know, old middle age men. Sometimes the most of the customer go to hostess bar and girls bar because they just want to have conversation, so just conversation. And sometimes, you know, the boss in Japan, it's like inviting his worker, and they can refuse, but the most of Japanese men, they are like, oh, if I refuse, maybe it's not good, I can't say no. So even if they are married, they go. And so yeah, the Japanese customer are kinda kind, calm, polite, gentleman, but it depends because not everyone is so kind, especially in a kyabakura or hostess bar. You have to be like, you have to flirt with them, not too much. You have to be kind, smile, pretending like you're having fun, even if you even of course you are not having fun, because the most are like ugly and old, so you have to pretend to be another person. So if you can't fake, this job is not for you, and it's pretty hard job. And I want to explain my experience. It was pretty bad. I really didn't enjoy, I really didn't like. So basically in this job you have to drink alcohol. I don't know now, but in the past you had to drink alcohol if you wanted to keep the conversation as long as you can. And maybe now you can drink like juice or non-alcohol drink, but of course the alcohol drink are more expensive compared to the normal drink. So these kind of places are really expensive. You have to pay the fee entrance sometimes, the most of the time. And for just 1 hour, it's sometimes, maybe, I'm not sure, but 1500 yen, so it's $15 or more. So it depends about the place. And when they arrive in the place, you have to say "irashaimase" with really high voice. "Irashaimase" in Japanese is like welcome to the customer. And sometimes the customer arrive alone, sometimes with like the boss and co-worker, 5 people or more, it depends. So you have to drink with the customer, and the more you drink, the more you get money, because the customer pay the drinks for you. And sometimes the customer buy a bottle of wine or Japanese sake, and it's expensive. The only thing is good about this place, it's the salary, because even if you work like for 3 hours or 4 hours, you get a lot of money, like each month. Sometimes you get the money like you work and that night you get the money. Sometimes it's 1 day a week, you work 1 week, you get the money. Sometimes it's 1 month. I get the job pretty easily because they really need girls, because if you have many customers, they need a lot of girls for, you know, stay with the customer and have a conversation. So maybe, I don't remember, I had this interview and the next week I start immediately, and I was so scared because I didn't know what to do. And so I remember I went there and there are some girls and they explained me very fast, "Oh, I don't know, you don't have to do nothing, don't worry." And I was like, I can't even prepare, for example, a coffee. How I'm supposed to, you know, pour the drink? Oh, I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And so they just say, okay, clean the toilet, and I did. My fake name was Millennia, and she was like, "Millennia, talk with the customer." And I was like, I didn't know, I didn't speak so many Japanese like I do now, so it was so awkward and strange have a conversation with a customer you don't know. And of course there are some girls in this kind of place, and they are really bossy, bitchy, because they work there like for so long and they know how to act, they know how to smile, they know how to keep the conversation going. And so I was looking at this girl and I was like, oh, I should do this, I shouldn't do this, no. and you can choose your shift the most of the time. And I remember sometimes I was so drunk, I had my bicycle, and sometimes I fell out to the bicycle. This leads me to, you know, stay home and not going to school because I was so sleepy and I really couldn't focus on Japanese studies. Remember my boss needed some girls to work like until morning, so oh my god, I remember I worked since like 8 in the evening until 5, and I was so tired. I work, it was my nightmare. It was the day I decided to stop with this job. And so that night a German guy came and he was already drunk, and I remember he wanted to drink so much, so he was really drunk, and he started like touching my arms like this, and and they cannot touch you. But my boss, she was looking like this, like with this poker face, didn't say nothing. She was a bitch, and I was so shocked. I don't remember, because maybe I was really drunk too, because I have to drink so many wine. My boss was like, drink more. She was like writing in some memo like, Milenia, drink more, ask to the customer another drink. I remember there was these glasses, broke glasses, and so I cut my finger. I still have, oh maybe, yeah, I still have the scars here. I don't know if you see, but I was bleeding so much and I was crying in the toilet because I couldn't stop the blood, and I was like, oh my god. So I was working with the toilet paper like wrapped here. I remember my boss have a fight with his favorite customer, because she liked this customer because he was paying a lot of money for, you know, drink, and they have a fight and he was broken glasses, and I was, oh my god, where I am, I want to go home, I don't like this place. And then my friend got so really drunk and she was like green because she was really sick and vomiting, blah blah. So that night was a nightmare, and I said bye. I remember I had to go back in Italy, and I couldn't take my salary. I don't know why, because I don't remember actually. I had to come back in Italy, so maybe I forgot to go and take my money. And my boss, she was like, no, I cannot send you the money, sorry. And I was like, you can send me maybe in my credit card. And she was like, no, because that place is like illegal, and you cannot work there. And then I discovered this boss. She was maybe half Japanese and half African. She was really good looking, but she was a bitch. And someone told me she escaped in I don't know, in America, in Canada maybe, with all the money. Most of the time the girl works there without visa, so they cannot, even if you have student visa, you are working illegally, and if the police find you, they will take you and deport you. This was my first experience in girls bar at Ginza. I don't know if this place is still open. And then I worked in another place, always in Ginza, and this was a kyabakura hostess bar, and I